What is going on, guys? My name is Tefty. Welcome to Dank Talk number 27. If I knew Spanish, I would say it in Spanish because it would probably be cool or something. I don't know. We got BlueWestlo here and VersusTheStream.
Hello.
And we got nothing to talk about. So thanks for listening, guys.
Really nothing.
See you,
You
next
guys have a
week.
good one. You guys can talk to me at Versus. All right.
You guys hear about Paragon?
Yeah, there's a new character, right?
Yeah. But we're not here for Paragon because we're talking about Destiny 2 beta.
Oh my god, the beta. Woo, god.
Did you guys have fun patrolling and stuff?
Yo, did you get into the beta raid? It was amazing. The raid for the
Beta was
beta.
insane,
Did you hear the beta? It's like 8 players.
We opened the door to the vault of the raid. It
Vault
was
of the
insane.
raid, yeah. And you had endgame. You had a full endgame experience where you leveled up and like.
Yeah, I got a new
It
exotic.
was insane, man.
You got
That's how I got my.
full game.
That's how I got my risk runner.
Why buy the full game when I played it all, right?
That's right. You've already played it. Yeah. Okay, you were good.
We're good to go.
Good to
I'm
go.
gonna start this off by saying I have very mixed feelings.
Do you? Nice. Well, that's good. I mean, I personally really enjoyed the beta overall, but I like. Obviously, there's issues with certain things. We can get into it. Where should we begin with the beta?
I think we should
let's
start off with
this.
the mission.
Yeah, the
story
mission. That's the one thing that I actually really liked. I think they are finding their stride when it comes to story, because the story mission,
Going back to some roots.
all
right?
the story missions are even like near in quality to that first mission. I'm actually really excited for the story.
Big time, right? That story was amazing.
The story is dope.
Yeah, like just so much stuff that they put into that one mission with like cutscenes, and you see Cade, Zavala, Ikora, like it's amazing.
I actually care about killing Gaul, like,
Yep.
and I as cool as a character like Oryx was, because Oryx really was our first villain character. It took us 2 years. It took us a whole year to get a real villain character.
Mhm.
But even then, I wasn't that attached to like killing Oryx, because it was like, oh, I'm like some sentient like evil monster from space. But now with Gaul, it's like, all right, you took our tower. Like, you probably killed the speaker, and you probably killed the Cryptarch. Thanks for that. Like, still,
Oryx
like,
never
hypey.
pushed you off a cliff.
Oryx never like actually
Oryx
did
never even
anything.
talked to us. He spoke to us through his little shadow thing. Like he was a puss boy.
And there
He
was
was kind of a
he
bitch,
didn't
yeah.
actually do anything to us realistically. I mean,
he just summoned Taken. That's it.
he messed up the people from the reef, but it's like I don't really care that much about the people from the reef. Like, what about like our people? And now like Gaul is like a badass too. Like Gaul just like kicks us off like we're little like.
He
Dumb on
doesn't
his
even
shit,
care.
dude.
Yeah, he's like, you guys are insignificant. You have no respect for anything.
This is my traveler.
Yeah.
I
Thought-
love that, man. I love the way he spoke to us, and like he spoke to us with power and confidence, and like he's not even this magical being, right? Like he speaks to us because of where he's from, how he was raised.
He's a
And
cabal that hits the
that's
gym, man.
Dope. He's like the gentleman. Like he was so dope. Like I was blessed to have his foot touch my forehead. Like that was so good.
Man, I was
But, like, it felt
hashtag
like
blessed
Theme
goals.
pieces, the cinematic pieces they put into the mission made me feel really happy and excited for the rest of
I
the story.
felt-
Like having Cade open the door and shoot, and you couldn't do anything but watch that.
Oh, it was
Stuff
so
like
awesome.
that.
I've
made me
Yeah.
super
never,
excited.
I've never felt more part of the actual game universe than I did during that first mission.
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
Yep.
you could walk in, and when you walk in, like right after you talk to Cade, and there's all those people that you're trying to protect.
You're part of that world.
You're part of that world, and Shaq's just like, yo, like, this is my armory. Take this risk runner, bro. And I'm like, oh, Shaq, so you know I will.
We're so used to Destiny 1 saying, all right, you're by yourself. No one else in this universe exists but you and your two friends.
Yeah.
Go scan this. You know what I mean? Like now it's like, hey, there's people dying. Dude, look at these people. They're here. Look at these characters. You're fighting next to
We're
Zavala.
trying
You
to
get to
protect
see,
these people. Yeah, you're fighting next to
see all that
Shaq.
happen. Like, oh my God,
Ikora
it's so
dropped
cool.
a Nova bomb. She's so badass.
She was
Mhm.
so mad. She sounded mad. She was like, the speaker is gone. Like we're like, she was mad. Like where the fuck did he go?
She's
Why is
pissed,
he gone?
dude.
Dude, she had
Like, where
another
is
Nova
he
bomb
at?
immediately. She had Daybreak modifier on.
Yeah, she's playing Daybreak straight up.
Nova
showing us
bomb, then
the
immediately another
DLC.
Nova bomb. It's like, what?
She's using the second skill tree straight up.
Oh, yeah, she is. There was Lance. She clearly checked the
Yeah,
Lance
that was
Nova
Lance.
bomb.
Clearly Lance, dude.
No tracking. It was all skill.
I mean, we already knew what we were gonna get from the story. Playing it was even better because we got actually the full, the lead up to
Yeah.
where we got into
Yep.
the story.
Mhm.
Mhm.
We got that ending cutscene with Gaul just we're thoughts. We're little bumblebees to him. He kicked our asses.
Yeah, and her ghost went off the cliff, like out into the
Dude,
wilderness.
and then when we were holding our ghost, I was like, no, not like
And I
this.
cared.
I know, right?
I actually cared.
I'm like, wait. I was like, wait, how do we get our ghost again? Where's our ghost? Or like, how do we get our powers again? Like, I want to know this stuff versus, what are the next?
Yeah, how do we get our ghost back? Like,
I care now.
Yeah, exactly. You want to actually kick Gary's ass. It's so good.
And supposedly Bungie said there's going to be 60 plus cutscenes in vanilla D2.
Wow, really? That's why
That's
I didn't
insane.
know that. I didn't know that. That's incredible.
Like vanilla Destiny 1 had what, like 10 cutscenes, and most of them were just your ship flying somewhere.
If that, yeah.
If that.
Yeah, exactly. If that. It was like the beginning cutscene, the end cutscene.
They had the Reef one. They had
queen.
like.
They had 2 queen ones, like the 2 Reef ones.
Yeah,
like,
there's two Reef queens. They had the stranger. Oh, the stranger in the beginning, and then in the middle, and then in the end.
Venus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then they had the one where you're on the moon. You're just picking up the thing on the moon. That's it. I don't think they had any on Mars, right? Not counting like the final boss, like nothing on Mars.
There was, not counting the final boss. They had the darkness cutscene.
Yeah, it was, and we don't even know what the darkness
like legit
is.
like 10 cutscenes in the vanilla.
Yeah, there's really nothing. It's kind of nuts how well, and
they got away with that.
Even then, like the whole, I never cared about Destiny 1 story. In one mission of Destiny 2's story, I am immediately
everybody walked away confused.
I'm at a point where I care more now about D2 story in one beta mission than I ever did in the entirety of D1's story.
Yeah, vanilla Destiny 1 was just a mess.
Vanilla Destiny 1 wasn't a story. It wasn't a mess. Yeah, it wasn't missions. A story.
Yeah, exactly.
What are we fighting? We don't know. Oh, it's this black heart? Okay, I really don't care. Like, there's no character behind this black heart. Like,
didn't kick me off the cliff.
It's a blob.
It didn't take my ghost away. Didn't take my powers. It didn't take my
ghost. It didn't blow up the tower. It didn't make Ecor pissed. It didn't, like, all these people I'm trying to save. It didn't make them scared. Like, I didn't care about anything about Destiny 1. I actually really care about D2's story, and that is awesome, and I'm excited for it. So that is probably the best part of the beta for me, is that story is going to be so lit. I'm so excited.
Nice. Yeah. It feels like they're going back to their roots. Like, if you guys remember Reach was, some people didn't like it, but Reach was told really well.
It was so good. I love how they just did plot pieces. And spoiler alert, like the deaths for the Spartans were so good, man. Like the way they just pulled them off. Like, the female Spartan just got shot in the head out of nowhere, like in mid-sentence. Yeah. It hits you hard because it happens out of nowhere. It never shows, like, it never hints at her dying. It never leads up to it. It just happens. And you're like, oh my God, what did I just see? And I'm really hoping for those moments in Destiny 2 where it's like, oh my God, did that just happen? Oh my God, like, what's going on? Like, it's really exciting.
I think we're going to get them, honestly. Do you think?
I think so too.
Do you have any predictions of who's going to die? Because somebody's probably going to die.
I think someone's going to die too. I'm hoping the Cryptarch's dead right now, which is why we have the female one.
Well, I mean, that's an easy guess that the Cryptarch got crushed.
I hope the Robo is still alive. I hope Cleaning Bot ends up at the farm.
I think it's probably going to be one of the Vanguards. Yeah. To be honest, I think it.
Let me surprise if it's Zavala. Honestly,
I get the vibe it could probably be Zavala.
Zavala seems perfect to get killed.
Do not see them ever killing Cade. I feel like people would actually be angry if Cade died, because Cade realistically.
He's the comedic break in it. Honestly,
he's not even the comedic break. He really was the first actual character we had in Destiny, like actual living, breathing, like people care about this character in the Destiny universe character.
Let's be honest. When you think of Cade, you think of Destiny. You think of Destiny, you think of Cade. Like, Cade is their Marcus Phoenix. Cade is their Master Chief. Cade is like their Link. You know what I mean? Like, Cade is that.
Cade is everything to Destiny.
Main thing.
Cade is, and in so many different ways. Like, my mom knows who Cade is. Like, and she doesn't even fucking play Destiny. Like, but she recognizes like that hunter. I think for a lot of people being in the Destiny community, we don't realize like brand recognition because we're already so deep into it.
Yeah, so deep in the game.
But Cade is the marketing of Destiny. Like, everything.
He's on all the trailers right now.
Everything in the game is marketed through Cade. The first trailer, the where they had the whole CGI cinematics where we actually get invaded. He's at the bar. And then, I mean, he's just the centerpiece of. I mean, he's the comedic relief, yeah. But people know Cade. Everyone knows Cade. And in Taken King, Cade was the crutch of the story. Like, he was the character that pushed the story forward. Yeah. Because everything was his idea in Taken King. Like,
it's true, yeah.
Cade is everything, man. Cade is lit. I love Cade.
Zavala seems perfect. Zavala seems the kind of guy who's like, once I die, please follow the path of a true guardian thing. He's a kind of give that
I
kind
fucking
of
love you, guardian. I love you.
Like, let's all like continue where Zavala left off. Zavala wanted the best for us. We're gonna continue what he wanted. And then probably the social space in Destiny 3 will have like a statue of him, or even a DLC.
For all we know,
space.
now for all we know, we might not even actually get any deaths because maybe we find out about deaths from the tower through the story. So what if we find out more about assuming the speaker's not evil and he didn't plan out everything, like the speaker died. What if the speaker died? And everyone's like, oh geez. And through the story we find out like how the speaker died, and that gets us more pissed.
But are they trying to avoid that though? Don't they want you to feel that this time around? They don't want you to they don't want to do it through like someone telling you through text or like the ghost saying, "Oh, he died like this."
Not like that, but I mean like they kind of. It could be like a cutscene. It could be like like a flashback from like another character's point of view when they talk about it or something.
Oh,
it could be,
yeah.
You know what I mean? We might not get like a crazy like emotional thing like that.
Where no one's gonna care about the speaker, honestly. That'd be cool to see, but no one's gonna be like, "Oh my god, the speaker."
Yeah, I think it could go both ways. We either get like something that like really hits home, or we
cleaning bot, man. You kill cleaning bot, I'm gonna cry.
Or we could, dude. When the bot got hit by the Cabal, I was like, bro, like what the? I'm shooting the Cabal, man. Like,
what if the cleaning bot survives and instead he is now like the raking bot? Like he's like farming legit. He's like farming and doing stuff.
Well, Sweeperbot killed 2 Cabals, dude. Like he's a badass.
Yeah. Oh, Sweeperbot new subclass.
Yeah, Sweeperbot murdered those.
I'd take him. He's straight melee.
You saw that, right? He's just chilling next to those 2 Cabal. He murdered them, dude.
Yeah.
Story dope.
Story is dope. What do you think of the strike?
Strike was fun. Like it was like a mini raid, and I love how it was complex. I like how it had different sceneries. Like it wasn't just like one location.
You cover a lot of location, right?
You cover a lot of different places, and the enemies, like the variety in the enemies was dope. I like how you get to fight Vex. I like how you got to fight different Cabals. And let's talk about that for a second. I hated. You guys know I hated Cabal and Destiny. I hate fighting them, and now they're so much fun.
Yeah, they're actually fun.
Really
so much fun. Like they have Cabals, they have like swords, they have Cabals. You can actually shoot their shield down. Finally,
they have those war beasts, dude. Oh yeah,
the doggos.
Yeah, I actually. The Cabal are actually fun to fight with those futuristic shields. Like I shoot the shield and I shoot the Cabal. Whereas before it was like, okay, like please, like
the Scions are cool now too.
Yeah.
They snipe and they do that really. Their design looks really dope. Like it's really 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 cool the way they pulled off the enemies. And then the boss fight was dope. We already knew about the boss fight, but we got to finally play it. The boss fight's like 3 different stages, and all of us can agree if every strike in the game is like this strike specifically.
Strikes will be very fun.
Yep.
It's gonna be super fun.
Exactly. That's how I feel too.
My favorite strike in D1 was Darkblade, and that's because Darkblade did the opposite of what pretty much all the year 1 strikes you're used to, where we go in, we defend away, we fight some more shit. Okay, we kill this guy. Okay, now we're at this giant tank that is a bullet sponge. And Darkblade was the opposite. Darkblade was like, okay, you're going to go to all these different locations. Okay, you're going to open this door. All right, well, to get through this door, we have to activate this, blah, blah, blah. We have to fight these guys. Okay, we're through the door. And now we're going to fight the Darkblade, who has 2 stages where he goes from... Oh, and the entrance of the Darkblade was so lit, too. Like, I think that was one of the dopest moments of Taken King, is when the Darkblade just reveals himself.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, shit, what is that? Oh, shit! Oh, God! And then... It's dope. Darkblade was one of the dopest strikes, and I feel like this is a lot closer to what I liked about the Darkblade strike. We had a lot of different places that we go to. We see a lot of dope scenery. We see
things you have to activate.
It was also difficult. It was an actual difficult boss fight.
And that's one of the coolest things about this strike that I liked more about probably literally every other strike in Destiny 1 is with your fire team. Yeah, it's not too difficult, but if you are doing this just normally, with if you load up a strike just with random people, like this is a very hard strike. Like it actually takes coordination.
It's not hard because it's a bullet sponge. It's hard because of the mechanics, because of the way they placed enemies. Like it's really cool the way you have to manage fighting the boss and clearing the
ad.
But yeah,
so let's actually talk about like the bullet sponge type of stuff, because a lot of people are like, we're just so unequipped and don't have the damage and so on and so forth, and it's so difficult to take down the boss with like primaries. I don't personally feel that. I feel like you have plenty of DPS. You just have to manage your pacing essentially and your positioning.
For me, I think people are saying that because it seems like he's a bullet sponge. The reality is, like, he really isn't a bullet sponge at all.
No.
Like, if you focus him down, his health melts down. It's just the fact that you have to pay attention to the ads, or the ads will kill you. You feel like he's a bullet sponge because you're spending so much time shooting at the ads and then shooting at him.
Mm-hmm.
And then some people are like, you know, obviously, if you're one person, you're not going to like take the boss down by yourself, just doing your single DPS. If you have 3 people shooting at the boss, that dude's going to melt like immediately. And I can't say the same for D1 strikes because that's pretty much all the strikes. Like, you can ignore the ads and 90% of the strikes, 3 people melting the boss down. It's going to take forever to melt that stupid boss down.
Yeah. I mean, you're not shooting a Gallahorn and you don't see that happening. So people feel like, oh, I'm just not as powerful right now. I'm not having as much DPS or something. But fact is, you don't need it. The boss melts pretty quick. You get through those 3 phases relatively fast if your team is slightly coordinated. Just slightly coordinated, you know?
I did play, I mean, when I first started it was, I mean, the first time doing it, it was a little bit difficult because it's like, oh, well.
You learn the mechanics.
There's new stuff that you aren't used to. Like, this dude makes the floor lava, and I'm over here like, oh, shit, oh, God. And I don't know the pattern of how he makes the floor lava because I'm so busy trying to shoot him.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realize, oh, he makes okay, so he does it in 2 parts. He makes the first part and then the second part. Okay, I get it now. And I like that. Like, there's mechanics that you have to figure out before you can be optimal DPS, bro. Like,
yeah, exactly. I really like it in the 3rd phase. He's outside because the first one he's like walking around where you're at. Second one he's in the middle, and then the 3rd one he's outside in the Vex Milk. And then when he gets to like the final stage, he's like, "Oh, I'm coming to smash."
Oh, you thought I'm coming back for your asses.
He kind of chases you. You have to, like, if he's coming for you, you have to stop and run away. Because he will,
does chase your ass.
He'll stomp you really fast.
By the end of it, by the end of it, I did kind of I mean, I think everyone figured out, you know, the patterns of where everything spawns, so that makes it easier.
Yeah.
But even if you're not, like, even if you're just by yourself, it still requires a bit of coordination because it's like, I did grind the strike a little bit because I wanted to see like the hunter and the warlock vanguard armor.
Mm-hmm.
So I played it a bunch of times, and it's like, man, like, some people like will just keep shooting the boss when like a fanatic is right on their butt. And I'm just like, come on, man, like, shoot the fanatic. Like, there's harpies, bro. And then they wonder why they die. Like, shoot the ads, bro. There's more than the boss to this strike now. It's dope.
Well, you know,
if you ignore the ads, you're gonna die.
They nerfed the radar after you ADS. The radar doesn't come back right away, and in D1 it comes back really quick.
They need to change that.
I really dislike
bring
that.
That up.
That kind of brings up a lot of PvE things that I'll talk about later. But yeah,
like the whole radar thing, I think it works fine for something like snipers and blink. I thought it was, when I first played, I played as a Voidwalker, so when I blinked, it did it. So I was like, oh, that's cool. That's a cool way to balance out blink. But then I noticed it happened every time you aimed in. And I was like, this has to change. This doesn't help. Like, how does that make it any better? Or
maybe they could change it per weapon
strategy.
Like, I don't
even think it's per weapon.
I think for snipers it's fine. For only snipers, I think it makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree with it for like heavily scoped weapons. I can understand that, but for every weapon, it's like,
it's stupid.
I really don't like it.
Remove that.
And I guess I wanted to go into a little bit. I mean, the strike is dope. Like, I love the mechanics. I love everything. I wanted to go into the things that make me a little worried about PvE in general. Cooldowns. Everyone complains about cooldowns in PvP, dude. PvE has it way, way worse when it comes to the cooldown factory, dude.
It's true.
Like,
yeah.
I have to wait a minute for another grenade. And mind you, our grenades suck dick in PvE. Like, they really are not very good in PvE. I think the only grenade I really felt like did work was when I was playing Hunter, the incendiary grenade. That thing melts. But that's the only grenade I felt like.
Pulse grenades also melt.
Firebolts work.
Okay, I can't say I felt that way about Fireball. I felt like our grenades were just so weak, and they did talk about this in the weekly update about how they're changing grenade effectiveness.
Yeah.
So
we should underscore this with the fact that this they confirmed this was a build that's like several months old.
It is an old
build, and they've already made changes to like how ammo drops and also damage to primaries in PvE, and also I think they said they knew.
Wait, Tefty. So you're telling me they can actually separate it, so they can actually buff PvE and leave PvP
As a
alone?
matter of fact.
I certainly hope so. Well, they did talk about it.
God.
So to go over a couple more things.
Oh my gosh.
I was worried about, but I'm less worried about. Obviously, the grenades. The PvE cooldowns suck. Like I hate them.
They're too long.
They're way worse for PvE than they could ever be for PvP.
Yep.
Like at least with PvP, it's like, well, the whole point of PvP is gunplay now, so it's not like the craziest deal. Okay, well I have to wait around. I really only get like one grenade around in PvP, if that.
Only
in PvE,
one?
it's like if that, like, but in PvE, it's like I have to wait like a minute to throw a grenade. That's not very good. And my super, I get like 2 supers a strike, 3 if I'm really slaying and my team is like not getting any kills. So it kind of sucks. I'm a little worried, but at the same time, they have gone over a lot of the big things like grenade cooldowns. They've gone over. They didn't really go over cooldowns a whole lot in PvE, but they did go over obviously effectiveness of our guns as well as the grenade effectiveness on enemies. And I believe a lot of people talked about how some of our gear sets will potentially be coming with cooldown perks. So hopefully that fixes it to a degree. I mean, obviously in the beta, they're not going to show us everything. So
no, exactly.
I'm cautiously optimistic still, but you know, it's just things I was noticing in the beta that I didn't like.
Yeah, it was definitely too much for sure. Or the cooldowns were too long. And some things, it's a beta. It needs to be adjusted.
It is a beta.
It's a sandbox. Yes. Is changeable, and that's why they want to see the numbers and see how people are completing it, see the general time, so they can make appropriate adjustments. Like I said, they did say that they decided on making changes as it is now, but didn't put it in the beta because they wanted to confirm some of that. They want to confirm their findings.
Overall, I mean, PvE looks like it's in a. I can't say that much off of a strike. PvE is the thing I'm most excited for. I'm hoping that we get more stuff like the strike.
Really excited about endgame.
Yeah, the end game. I'm very excited for the end game. The gameplay felt good. I initially was really worried about the double primaries and power weapon, but the more I played it, the more I was like, I mean, I really don't mind this.
Yeah, it's fun shooting these guns.
Things have been adjusted accordingly, and the enemies already have a lot more mechanics to them. The reason that we were so torn about it, I think, is because we were so used to having all of these tanks, these bullet sponges. Everything was a bullet sponge, and we needed special weapons to handle them. Like, special weapons were the only way to take out these tanks.
Exactly.
And now everything feels less bullet spongy, so I feel a lot better about the fact that we basically have 2 primaries killing all these enemies, because I mean, I've not once did I feel like my primaries were too weak to handle the ads that we have. So I'm excited. I think it's in a better place. I feel like their approach is a lot better for a PvE game to flourish, have interesting enemies over bullet sponges. Please, Bungie, please.
That's my biggest thing. Is like, I don't want to just unload tons of DPS into a standing enemy just because that's what it is. Like, I want interesting enemies. And did you guys see the Marauder?
Which one's the Marauder?
The Fallen?
With 2 swords?
Yeah, the Fallen.
Oh.
Yeah, so there's like a public event, like a simulated public event where like the enemies move against each other and all these Fallen show up. And you'll see like they changed a invisible Vandal to Marauder. So it's still a Vandal, but it's hooded now and it goes invisible and walks on all 4 legs and it has like, it looks completely different.
I never noticed that.
Yeah, it's so cool.
That's so cool. I never saw the 4-leg thing. I fought them before, and it was really cool seeing their design changes and stuff. But I never noticed the 4-leg part.
Yeah, apparently they'll like run up at you on all 4 before they like attack.
That sounds so scary.
I know, right? It's so cool. So yeah,
that's such a cool way to keep enemies from the old games, because in Halo they stay the same, right? So you'll fight grunts, they still grunts. They don't change them. They add like weapons to them, like they'll give them like big cannons, but I love how they're keeping old enemies and changing them in a way, making them different. Like the hobgoblins, they look different. The Minotaurs, they're different too. They have different
Minotaurs
spots now.
Different too. Minotaurs
they
actually
act
have crit
super
spots.
Different.
Yeah.
The hobgoblins also
that's like
easier
too.
to kill in terms of like you don't have to shoot it once; they'll start closing down. You can actually kill it as it's trying to heat itself up, which is super dope. It's not as annoying.
Yeah.
So I like how they're doing it. I like how they're bringing old enemies back, but they're changing them to make them fun to fight. Like it's not like, oh, I did this for 3 years, I hate this. But now it's like, okay, I'm cool. I'm ready for another 3 years. This is dope. I like that.
I think the biggest ones that really benefited were the Cabal. I mean, the Cabal are completely different now.
They're the main part of it. So they're
the main part of it, and they're completely redesigned, and it's much. It was really for the better because nobody liked fighting Cabal.
I hated Cabal.
They were tedious. They were just annoying.
You guys heard me all year saying, please, like, I don't want a game where they're fighting Cabal. Then they do it, and I'm like, no. But now it's like, yes, you guys nailed it.
I still feel like the Cabals. At first, I was kind of apprehensive because I was like, man, these crit spots like seem like weird. And I when I started fighting like the Fallen and the Vex, I was like, oh, never mind. I still feel like Cabal have like really like awkward hitboxes, man. I don't feel like they fixed them.
Well, you know what? I wonder if some of that is just the engine itself, because this is some of the stuff that I was noticing is like hit registration in general seemed off.
It's weird.
Yeah, PvP weird. As well. Yeah.
Well, it's very noticeable in PvP because that's where it counts the most. So you notice it like. Well, one of the biggest things I would have as a warlock, my hand would go through somebody's chest, or I'd have somebody try to hit me, and I would witness their hand go through my chest and not register at all. And I was like, okay, if that's happening, something weird is going on in the engine. And a lot of people were saying, I feel like sometimes my spray or my shots just don't land. You know, when they clearly are on the person and all that. So I think in general there might be like a hit registration bug going on that could be in PvE as well. So that might be something that you're feeling.
It's possible. It could be like an engine bug.
Mm-hmm. It could be. I definitely think that the hit registration was a little weird for me across the board. I feel like at certain times it was better for reasons I could not explain. But you know, I didn't really feel that with the Vex. I didn't really feel that with the Fallen. It was something I definitely saw a lot more in the Cabal, which I feel like
the Cabal more.
Yeah, I mean,
except for the end boss, you know, the end boss obviously was all Vex.
So it could just be a beta wide hit registration thing. But there's definitely something going on with hit registration that I noticed, especially like the first 2 or 3 days. It was the most noticeable for me.
Yeah, well, they said they offloaded the physics engine into a dedicated server. So there's an actual server that's handling the physics of the game world whenever we load into these instances. And
that's weird, because then that opens it up for like, if our servers are messed up, now you guys are gonna have a worse experience.
Well, okay, so ideally it's going to make it better, because that way, not before one of our consoles would be designated as the physics host, and so you if that console.
Oh, I see what you're saying now. Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. Like back when someone's like a host of like a raid and it starts messing up for everybody.
Yeah, like D1 right now, somebody gets selected as the physics host for that, and then so they offloaded that onto an actual dedicated server, which should be better in theory, but there could be some bugs, and maybe
there could be some issues.
Yeah, maybe that's like causing a few issues here and there with with how like the data gets interpolated or something. Maybe it's drop some of the packets, so it's like, what do I do with this? Oh, let's just toss out the registration. You know, could be something like that. I don't know.
So speaking of like the hit detections and how it's crossing between PvE and PvP, how did you guys feel about PvP itself?
I gotta say, I absolutely love this PvP. It's fun, right? Such a breath of fresh air. This is coming from somebody who loves Halo. So where the meta has gone in D1 right now, I've had very little to like a smidge to no interest at all to play Destiny 1's PvP for over a year.
But don't you want to go to the lighthouse this week, Tefty?
This PvP, I am down to play for hours, because it's more fun for me. Like I don't want to buildy spam. I want actual gunplay. There's obviously issues, you know, like the ability cooldowns shouldn't be as long as they are right now, and only getting a super once per match, and usually at the very end, it feels different.
It creates chaos because everyone gets their supers at the end. So now the last minute of the match is everyone popping supers, but instead of using them how they intended it to be strategically. So they should definitely add more super.
When that happens.
I mean, yeah, of course it's exciting. It's like, of course that is, but like, I think they should give you more super for getting a kill and capturing points, because I like how they got rid of standing still and getting your super. And now it's like you can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
So they should definitely reward you for actually playing. Like, hey, you're capturing stuff. Cool. Here's more super. Hey, you finished that kill. Here's more super. So they should definitely give you just a little bit more. I'm not saying like a huge chunk of it, but just a little bit more to give those players who are doing really well, almost like 2 supers in a game.
Yeah, I can see that for sure. Also, allow somebody to have a super in the middle of the game.
Yeah, exactly. Because if like the only times I've gotten supers mid game is when I'm getting all the kills. Like when I'm just finishing everyone. That's rare. You know, it's still rare in a game where it's team based shooting now. Yeah. So it's like it happens rarely. And even the great players are getting 1 super a game. Like you can be a fantastic player, you're getting super once. So it's like,
I saw Giggs. He posted. He went. He got 2 supers in one game, and he went 38-0.
38. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah, he had to go 38 unbroken to get 2 supers in one game.
I actually, for my game, I got Gunslinger super twice.
Oh yeah.
But that was also because I got my gunslinger really, really early. I want to say I got my gunslinger like around like 45 points.
That sounds about right when you started getting it.
And then my team like just started like slaying with their super. So I picked up a ton of orbs from the orbs they were generating in control.
Got it.
So right near the end, I want to say like right at like 72 points, I got a second gold gun. So
nice.
I mean, it's possible. It's just
that strategy. Was like, you have to coordinate that.
That was like the perfect.
Your other team, your teammates actually made orbs.
It seems more possible when you're with a full team though, because you're playing randomly. You can't be like, "Yo, coordinate your supers, use the supers, I can get your orbs." You can't do stuff like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, Gigs went 38-0, and for me, it was. I mean, I'm pretty sure I didn't go unbroken, but I'm pretty sure I went like 27-2 or something. So it's like
it was a good game.
It was a very good game, and I had to focus on getting the orbs for my teammates to actually get gold guns. So it's possible. I definitely don't think you should work that hard to have to get 2 supers. I think what should happen is kind of what Giggs also talked about in his tweets is, I mean, everyone should get a super, but if I'm a god and I play really well, then I should get 2 supers in a game, which I think is a much better approach, quite honestly. Like, I think everyone should get a super in a game, quite honestly. Even if you're playing like absolute trash, you're like, you only have like 6 or 7 kills and like 20 deaths. You still get at least 1 super personally for me. I don't know how much people agree with that for like Countdown or anything, but
a lot of people in Countdown didn't even get supers and they're doing good.
Yeah, a lot of people in Countdown, I noticed that more in Countdown than anything. If you like sweep a team and go 6-0, there's a very good chance you're not even going to get a super because the game goes by so fast. And I noticed that very early on when I was playing the PvP, is if you sweep people, you don't get supers. The only way you actually get supers if you have like kind of a little bit of a back and forth. So even if you're going like 5 wins and like you lost 2 of them, you're still going to get a super, but it's only because it was just a little bit of back and forth.
Yeah.
So, I mean, overall, it's good. I think the cooldowns.
Yeah. What do you think of the PvP itself though? Like,
I was really surprised how much I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. I think the 4v4 was a great route to take.
Agreed.
I like the whole aspect of teams have to focus, and that it's a very touchy subject because a lot of people want to be able to finish kills and understand things have to be tweaked. But I enjoyed more of the team aspect of it. And of course, things are going to be tweaked so where you can actually survive a 1v1 and get your health fast enough to help your teammates.
Health regen
right now,
we can talk about
health regen is terrible. Yeah, health regen was so bad where I win a 1v1, but I couldn't help my teammates because I'd be giving the other team a point if I jumped into that fight. But outside the tweaks, like it's definitely going in the right direction. And if they tweak it right, if they change the right things, launch is going to be such a fun time. And thankfully, the way metas are now, like they can tweak weapons specifically, so we don't ever have to worry about auto rifles suck now or hand cannons suck now. It's specific guns that can be touched.
They could they could actually look at the Nightshade specifically and say we need to adjust its damage or whatever.
That's overall, as someone who like legit hates D1 PvP, like I really don't like it. I think it's awful. I never started playing it. Nobody like. I don't think anyone like really enjoys playing it at this point. I think a lot of people play it because they have to. Most people at least. I was surprised at how much I really enjoyed the PvP. It was a lot of fun. I really like competitive shooters. I know BlueWestlo likes competitive shooters. He never plays Destiny PvP. Like, what a hypocrite. But for real, I used to play a ton of Killzone. I used to play a ton of Team Fortress. I still do play CSGO from time to time. Destiny is in a place I could say it's comparable to that. It's not there yet, but the core of it is so much more fun and actually more competitive than what D1 was.
Way more. Yeah.
I'm actually really interested in being good at PvP. Like that's something that I could not say about Destiny 1. Like I could not care less at all about being good at Destiny 1's PvP because it's like it's Mario Party. Like what am I supposed to do? Like you throw a couple grenades, you throw a couple supers, okay, the game's over. And in D1 it's like, okay, well, I have to focus on team shotting. I have to help my team.
You mean D2?
And in so many different points, in D2, in so many different points, I actually have to focus on what my team's doing. How are we going to rotate to B to take this from these guys? Or okay, well they're all spawning at C. Like let's try and pick up our heavy and try to steal their heavy. Like there's a lot of dynamics to the game. They're a lot more fun. It's not everyone throw your grenades and kill someone and win 1v1s are so much more satisfying in this game now.
Yep.
Like
So
I
much
have to
more.
say, that's
so
probably
much better.
It's like a drug addiction, dude. Like that's actually the one thing that has kept me coming back to D2's PvP. Is
The
just
sounds help it too. When you win
winning
that 1v1, like,
1v1s is just so satisfying, and
the
fighting
sound
in
of them
1v1s
dying and
is
it's
so
so
satisfying.
little UI sounds, like you got
Yeah.
the kill confirm sounds, all the sounds. The sound design in this game is fantastic. The guns sound
really
good.
is, yeah.
Everything
Sounds
good.
awesome. So I'm really excited to actually, focus on my PvP career.
I'm excited to
because
have
I like it.
more
lot.
maps. I'm excited to have more weapons for the PvP. Like I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about playing PvP most of this week, but I've just loved it.
It was
Like,
easy, man. I streamed 3 days in a row. And
what?
I just
You streamed 3 days?
Yeah,
In
he
1
streamed
week?
3
I
days.
streamed 3
3
days,
days in a row,
man.
man.
Holy
I
crap, the
streamed 3
apocalypse
days
is here.
in a row,
It was
and I
D2
legit,
each day, man.
I legit just played Destiny 2 PvP the entire day. And I was like, dude, like I really like Destiny 2's PvP, bro. Like
Yeah.
I'm actually having so much fun playing it.
I get it brings me back to the feeling that I had when I would play Reach all the time, because Reach was a very team-based type of shooter, and it was a slower pace, and it was like 5-shot with a DMR, and that's if you were with a buddy, your 2v1s were way more likely to win because obviously the team shot and all that. So it feels like that to me, like goes back to like it's like an updated Halo, or like Halo doesn't feel like this right now. Like feels like a new Halo to me because of the fact that it's so team focused, it's so primary focused, and you still have these cool abilities and supers, and nades come back at times and all that. So even though the abilities have been dialed way back, there is essentially no one-hit kills aside from supers. I think it just emphasizes you need to pick and choose how you're going to combine those skills together in order to take people down.
Yep.
Which I dig. Let's talk about the supers.
Man. It's dope. Supers.
First off,
let's talk about how bad the Arc Strider is.
Arc so bad.
I was looking
hold on.
forward to it, man.
Arc Strider is really bad in PvP, but it's amazing in PvE.
I think it's.
But it can even be better in PvE if you can twirl around even faster.
Yeah, but just think how good it is right now in PvE, and then make that better.
Well, I can't say it's even like amazing in PvE. I would say it's very good in PvE.
It kills the majority of things in PvE, but that's
I
what
wouldn't
it's
call
supposed
it.
to be, right?
I wouldn't call it the best super in PvE. It's good.
It's fun,
but
in PvE.
I think it's the funnest super.
But God, it sucks so bad in PvP, man.
Yeah, like the thing was, I was looking for. The point of this
PvP.
beta for me was to find a class I can pick at launch and have fun on PvP and PvE. And unfortunately, like I was looking forward to the Arc Strider like the most, and I want to use this. The Hunters look so dope this time around to me.
Hunters look so sick.
I can't pick them now at this moment because the PvP aspect just wasn't fun for me. Like I may have to go Warlock again for my first, the first launch unless they change the Arc Strider a bit. But I want to pick Arc Strider because it's so much fun for PvE and it feels so satisfying, like just twirling around. But I hate getting shot as I'm twirling. Like no one's missing a shot on me because I'm so slow, and it's like it takes the whole agility thing away. Like I'm supposed to dodge, and I'm supposed to dodge DODGE. Like I'm supposed to dodge, and you're not dodging anything. You're just looking cool while dying.
Yeah, ballerina dance.
You really are. You're really just looking cool while dying, and
that's it.
Like it sucks because the dodge is like so predictable.
Yep.
If you play a little bit of Arc Strider and see how the dodge works, like if you see it from like the looking glass in and then actually start playing against it, it's like, oh well, I know where your dodge is gonna go. Like you're stuck in one place for like half a second. I know exactly where your dodge is gonna end up. You're gonna be there for half a second. You're gonna be vulnerable. I'm just gonna shoot you there, and then I'm gonna keep walking backwards because my backwards walk is about as fast as you can dodge toward me.
Yeah.
Like. It sucks.
Yeah, it's too bad. I mean, the only time I died doing Arc Strider was when I made a mistake. I walked around the corner. I was like, "Oh, that's an Arc Strider. I'm dead." Anytime,
I never had problems killing an Arc Strider.
Yeah, anytime
anytime
I saw an Arc Strider pop in the distance and they saw me, I was like, "All right, I'm either gonna gun you down right here or just back up and then gun you down because there's no way you're gonna kill me." Yeah.
Run to your team, tell them look left, everyone focuses, you're dead in like 2 seconds.
And the worst part, I see a lot of Warlocks running Risk Runner, and Risk Runner just destroys, just obliterates Arc Striders. It sucks.
Oh, right. I didn't think about that. Yeah.
It just murders them. It's actually like awful. And I'm just here like, dude, like Arc Strider.
To be fair, though, almost everything murders Arc Strider.
This is true. You're also very correct. Everything kills Arc Strider.
I had no problem killing an Arc Strider. Like I said, the only time I died was when I legitimately made a mistake and just ran into an Arc Strider.
Yeah, Arc Strider is just a big old fat no bueno, man. It sucks. I was really excited to play Arc Strider as well because it looked like such a cool class. And watching the previews, it was like, oh, dude, you're like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle except with electricity. And actually playing Arc Strider is just 100% like expectation versus reality moment. It sucks.
Yeah, and I was so excited. You know how in Destiny 1 we're so used to popping supers in front of everyone and having this like sort of invincible frame for a second where you just don't take damage. I'm just, like I had that in my mind. So every time I popped my super, I'd be in front of people thinking, yeah, let's go. And as soon as I pop it, I'm dead. I'm like, oh.
Dead.
Okay. You would pop it. You would legit pop it like in the middle of a gunfight and just die. And you'd be like,
I would die as soon as I pop it.
So bad. I'm like, Ab, come on, man. Like it sucks, but like that was your fault.
You're like,
yeah, a lot of those times it was definitely my fault. Like for sure, I want to confirm with myself that there's no invincible frames, and I can actually confirm there's no sort of overshield you get while you're popping your super like in Destiny 1.
Yeah. Well, at least you get your super back, you know, like either the next or second match.
Right?
It's just so sad.
Next match.
You get such a limited amount of supers in PvP. Please don't make Arc Strider your pick. Like you could do so much better, everyone.
Golden Gun's a much better pick.
Yeah,
Golden
so let's talk about Golden Gun. Golden Gun has a great neutral game. And the super, in my opinion, is the most like guaranteed. So long as you pop it around the corner when you know enemies.
Yeah, as long as you pop it where there's people, you know where there's people for sure. I get like 2 kills each super if I pop it correctly. If I pop it, people are far away. I won't get any kills.
Yeah, because it lasts like 3 seconds.
So here's another problem with me and Gold Gun. Gold Gun's not as easy to run away from as Arc Strider.
Definitely not.
But it's also kind of has a similar issue where you pop Gold Gun and people know to get out of there. And another issue is it's so easy to run away from Gold Gun because Gold Gun literally lasts 7 seconds. It lasts 0 time at all. So even though you're getting 6 shots, you're not going to be using even 3 most of the time.
Yeah.
Like Tefty said, it's probably a guaranteed kill. If you can pop it at the right time, at the right moment, and you catch someone who's not running away quick enough, you most of the time you're going to get at least one kill. Yeah. But if you compare any of the Hunter Supers to stuff like Dawnblade or like the God tier, like oh my Striker is God tier, dude. It's not as good or as reliable, and I think this is something that's probably going to be remedied when we get the second Gunslinger subclass and we get 3 shots instead of
6.
Yeah, instead of 6.
6 in a quicker time. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like, in fact, the whole beta, I feel like most of the time the subclass or the tree that was selected is for PvE instead of PvP.
Yeah.
You know?
I guess so.
You can see the abilities were definitely PvP focused, like the second tree.
That's another really cool stuff. That's another reason I'm kind of worried about Hunters is because the 6-shot Gunslinger sucks ass in PvE too. Like,
yeah,
I don't know if anyone used it. It's terrible in PvE.
Yeah, it like barely put a dent in the boss.
1 Gold Gun is probably the equivalent of like taking down like 1 major enemy. That's pathetic.
Yeah,
but the second tree looks way better. The second tree actually gave you precision damage with it.
Yeah, I don't understand I feel like the second tree is going to be a lot better for boss melting, which I think is really the only reason to even use Gold Gun, quite honestly, in PvE.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the dodges?
The 6-shooter's so bad.
Oh my God,
and the dodges.
The dodges, how like they put, why give us an ability like a dodge that 1 doesn't help our team, and 2 we have to wait so long to use it again.
So in its defense, it is a dope ass ability in PvP. I'm not gonna lie. I know it doesn't help
reloading in a fight and coming back in.
I know it's not very good in PvE. It's actually totally useless in PvE because it takes 20 seconds to cool down a stupid dodge.
Oh,
but
not PvP, if you do floppy fish. If you do floppy fish with the
Arc Strider,
it's really effective.
Okay,
dodge,
but
melee, dodge, melee.
I shouldn't
you
have
dodge,
to
melee, dodge, melee, dodge, melee, dodge, melee.
I shouldn't have to pick Arc Strider to make the main class's ability useful.
True. I completely agree. I'm not saying it's like puts it on par. It's still trash.
It honestly shouldn't.
In PvP, yeah, I mean, dodge is dope. I do a lot of cool shit. And that's how I win a lot of my 1v1s is like I'll start shooting someone. If I feel like I'm going to lose, boom, pop a dodge. Oh, shit, that dude just dodged. And then I win the 1v1 because they like wasted their whole clip trying to shoot me while I was dodging. It's dope. PvE, like, what's the point of dodge? It does literally nothing. You dodge, and like the AI are still going to shoot you when you're mid dodge because the AI have dodge and aiming.
I came up with this really cool ability they could change for it to make it like more team focused. You know how your tether weakens enemies? What if you had an ability where, of course, the warlocks heal and buff, and the titans put up a shield? What if the hunters had like a trap ability where if you go into that trap, it weakens you, so now we do more damage to that player or that enemy?
That'd be awesome.
I think that'd be pretty cool, since you're supposed to be the hunters are like the DPS focus now. Yeah. Since now they're giving roles to everyone, which is pretty dope. I think that'd be cool. I think a debuffing ability would be perfect for hunters. It helps the team, and it also helps that player as well.
I would dig that. Yeah,
and make the dodging make the dodge the equivalent to how warlocks can just dodge in midair, and it's not even an ability. It's like the solar warlocks can dodge in midair and not waste an ability.
That's one of the biggest problems I have is the warlocks get a midair dodge.
It's literally Twilight Garrison.
It's a free midair dodge, and warlocks have to wait 20 seconds for their dodge.
It's 10. It's 10 seconds.
No, the hunter dodge.
Oh, hunter has to wait 20 seconds.
Hunter dodge is like 20 seconds, and the warlock dodge is a 9-second cooldown. It's like, bruh, like why? Like
that's ridiculous. They need to change it. They need to make that part of every hunter. Every hunter can dodge, and then change their ability. Make it what I said. Like make it so they can debuff enemies.
I don't get it,
That'd
man.
Be perfect.
I played a lot of Hunter because I'm gonna have to play Hunter when D2 comes out, and I was like, man, like this sucks, dude. Like this is gonna suck when I start D2 unless they buff them like before we get there. Because Warlocks and Titans have so much to work with, man. Like Warlocks and Titans are so much fun in PvE.
Let's talk about the Slova bomb, guys. How
Slova bomb?
How legit is the Slova bomb?
That thing murders everything. I feel like in D1, Nova Bomb was like, oh, I'll use this to counterplay another guy's super. In D2, it's like if someone's on a point, you are all dead.
Wait, really? Oh man, I feel like it's mixed right now.
I love Slova Bomb.
It could possibly be again the hit registration type of stuff, like bugging out at times because I've seen people.
Slova Bomb
I've straight up sidestepped a Nova Bomb. Like it blacked out the sun. It darkened everything. I sidestepped and was like, that's a Nova Bomb. I'm out of here. And it didn't kill me.
Well, okay, so I think something that a lot of people didn't realize is warlocks themselves can actually shoot their own Nova Bombs to explode it. And I found myself doing that a lot more in PvP, and I had a lot better results because I'm not looking to kill people with the Nova Bomb itself. I'm looking to kill people with the tracking scatters that come out of it. And those scatters deal like nuts damage. It's kind of scary.
Yeah, so there was times where it never spawned those scatters, and then times where it did spawn.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What the hell? That's weird.
Well, exactly. I was
beta.
Exactly. Yeah, I was like, wait, because it says when it detonates, it spawns the scatters. It doesn't say any kind of conditions about when. At least I'm assuming it doesn't have conditions of when it spawns the scatters. So there was multiple times where I'd chuck a Nova, it would detonate, and it didn't spawn any scatters. And I was like, there's enemies right here. What are you doing, Nova Bomb? This is ridiculous. And then there was times...
the same thing.
Yeah, then there was times where I'd chuck it on a point, get like a double kill, and then the scatters would chase somebody and get a triple kill. And I was like, that's amazing. So
just inconsistent.
It was very inconsistent.
It was the most fun I had in PvP, though.
I think it's the most fun because Void Walker has like the most ridiculous neutral game.
Dude,
I think out of all the subclasses.
Their grenade charging ability is so cool.
Their grenade is insane.
What was your favorite grenade for it?
Axiom Bolt.
Oh really? You like the bolts?
I love the charging the Axiom Bolt.
I love the bolts, but I really thought that the vortex grenade is really underrated. The charged vortex grenade takes up a whole point. Like
like there was so many times.
Oh really?
Yeah, somebody would throw like the Titan wall on there, and I'd be like, "Well, have a cooked vortex nade, nerd."
Cooked vortex nade.
That sounds amazing, actually.
Yeah, cooked vortex nades like legit will counter a Titan, any Titan thing.
Oh, it'd be like double kill because they were like, "Oh, when's this thing gonna go away? It's got to go away soon, right? Right? It's got to go away."
In Control, the vortex nades are like I think probably the best. In Countdown, I think Axiom bolts are just always going to be scary.
Yeah.
Because they deal so much damage. Like you drop an Axiom bolt and you can one hit kill melee someone with your melee ability after you hit him with an Axiom bolt. So Voidwalkers are still like the neutral game on Voidwalkers feels so good.
Blink also is incredible.
Blink is so good now. Oh my god, I love it.
Blink is amazing now. I was surprised at how much I enjoyed blinking. Blinking just feels so much nicer now too. Even though it's technically nerfed with the HUD because it's like a 2-second cooldown on your HUD coming back basically because that's to fade back in. Blink is just so clutch with how much different mobility is and how much slower we are.
Much ground now too.
Blink is just god tier, dude. And Voidwalkers have such an insane neutral game that I'm like, I feel really sad that I had to play Hunter in D2 because Voidwalker is so much fun in PvP.
I have to play Warlock in D2, so I'm like, all right, here we go.
Yeah, I get Blink, boys.
Get Blink.
You get Blink and you get Dawnblade, one of the best supers in the game.
Yeah, for me, like I've settled on Voidlock. Like it's so good. Like I don't want to play anything else.
I love it.
Even though the
the
striker's incredible, but my god, the Voidlock neutral game is so fun for me because like I said, the grenades are different in this game. Like you can't use them like you could in D1. So I've gotten used to just using vortex nades as like zone control and like cutting off areas. So if I know somebody's gonna like back up into something, or if I know enemies are gonna round the corner, I'll try to like cover zones with my vortex nade in that sense. Whereas like in D1, I would try to just like pre-nade somebody for a finish really easily, which isn't as easy in D2.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the empowering rift also is crazy, or not empowering, but the health pool. It's so great.
The healing rift is nuts in PvP.
It's so good, yeah. Like you're in a fight, you back off, you drop it down, and you can even get an overshield from it too, and then like you go into battle again. So good.
I mean, in PvE, I feel like Warlocks are potentially the strongest.
Mm-hmm.
They have so much crowd control, and the Voidwalker nades are insane. You get 4 action bolts with a charged grenade.
Yeah.
And Dawnblade is just so much fun in PvE. And I mean, Voidwalker's got it set, man. The empowering rift is also so. The empowering and healing rifts are just so useful in just every part of the game.
Yep. Agreed.
I would argue it's probably the most versatile ability in the game right now. Are the rifts?
Also,
because they're just so useful in every situation.
That second tree also allows you to eat your grenade to regain health.
Dude, that looks insane. That looks like never dying the move, never dying the subclass.
I hope it actually shows you eating the grenade. Like I want to see it come up to the face and make like a crunch sound.
Or like he like closes his hand and like your whole body like lights up with like that void energy. Awesome.
I hope you can see it too. I want to see somebody eating a nade, consuming it for their health. That's awesome.
Like he's breaking like an Estus glass in his hand.
Yes, that would be sick.
That'd be sick. Yeah, I mean, Voidwalker just looks so cool. Dawnblade was really, really fun. I enjoyed Dawnblade a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think the mid-air dodge makes Dawnblade a lot more fun as well. It's a free dodge, dude. It's a free Twilight Garrison dodge, man.
Mm-hmm. It's really powerful.
It doesn't cover as much ground for that Garrison, but it's really good. It's really fun too.
But just having that mobility, that little extra dash in a lot of situations makes
it makes up for the lack of like control you have in the air, because now the Dawnblade, when you're in the air, it's so slow.
Well,
so
the way I started noticing as we kind of got later in the week, Dawnblade really is meant to be like that airborne class.
It is,
and
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I found myself like using Angel of Light. Angel of Light doesn't like plop you in one position anymore. Like Angel of Light is just you get to aim in the air and you have a little more control. You float a little slower.
Your aiming is
going
so
down.
much better too
and
now.
The aiming is so much better in Angel of Light. So even in PvP, I noticed myself like flying like on the top of how there's these big corridors. I'd find myself just flying at the top of the corridors because people don't expect you to like be floating in the top of that stupid corridor shooting at them.
Mm-hmm.
So you fire a couple pot shots, you get a kill or something, and if someone starts shooting at you, oh no problem, I'm in the air, I'll just use my Twilight Garrison dodge back to where I came from. Like Dawnblade is a lot of fun. It's clearly
that's
built
definitely
to
powerful.
Be the airborne character.
I never really had a problem though facing a Dawnblade as a void walk. Like I'd see somebody up in the air just floating so gracefully, and I'd be like, "You are so dead."
It's very Dawnblade's a little more passive, I would say, in how you play. And with Voidlock, I mean, it's obviously a lot different from Voidlock because Voidlock is just you could play so aggressive and get away with it.
Exactly. Yeah.
I do like that there's a lot of different play styles to how you play kits as well. Obviously, because of the fact that Titans now have those walls. Titans are zone control. Like they pop it where they want to sit. Like when the Titan sets a wall, it's like I'm sitting here. Like fuck you. This is my spot now.
Yeah, if you're a Striker Titan, you're a threat. Those pulse nades murder you, and you get 2 of them.
He's so scary.
Yep.
Striker Super, I want to talk about that, I feel like it's the best super in the game.
It is. It's definitely the best one.
It's just nuts. And it's got a lot more range than I thought it would actually have.
Oh, they buffed it. Dude, at the Dre build, that thing had small range. It really did.
And now that And I'm playing the game, and it's like, dude, like strikers have nuts range on their explosive radius, and they kill everything. You don't get away from a striker titan because he has so much range in his explosion, and he can cut corners, and he's got the shoulder charge, and he will murder you. He will kill you. The striker titan's gonna kill you.
I gotta say, I didn't have a problem outrunning a striker titan. If I knew, if I knew a striker titan was around the corner, it was no problem for me to outrun it or turn around and like gun him down. But if they like ran around the corner and then popped the smash, obviously I'm dead. There's no getting away from that.
Their initiation for the striker titan is just the best out of all the supers as well. Like you don't have to you're right into the super. Like you start killing people the second you pop it.
In fact,
which is
I
really
feel
useful.
like that's what I feel like that's what pole dancer needs. Is like when you pop it, it automatically slams the ground with a pole dancer smash.
Yeah, that's why I think that is why Striker is so good. Is its initiation, its startup animation is a kill. Like you pop it in the middle of a point where people are trying to kill you. You kill people. Okay, now you can go around and like smash them a couple other times if you feel like.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you pop pole dance, if it like did an animation where it pulled out the pole and whipped it around and then like sliced in front of you, so you could guarantee kill something that's in front of you at the time, then I think it would be a little bit more useful. Because as it is, like that Striker. Like, I think that's the only one that I'm legitimately scared of aside from a golden gun, if I hear that pop.
Striker is scary, dude. Striker is like puts fear into the heart of man. Striker is nuts.
A lot of people are complaining about shoulder charge being bad now, but like honestly, you can just, if you shoulder charge, connect, and then melee, it's a guaranteed kill. So instead of 3...
I just saw it happen like while we're recording. It's legit.
Yeah, so if it's like 3, instead of 3 melee exchanges, you just shoulder charge melee, they're dead. So it's good. Like, yeah.
It's very good. I think everything about Strikers are very good.
And plus the wall's really good.
Strikers are just nuts, man.
Dude,
Titans are really, really good.
The wall hurts you when you walk through it. Isn't that amazing?
Dude, the wall...
your enemies, yeah.
If you make a wrong move onto that wall, like if you melee a Titan the wrong way, if you sit in their wall, the wall is going to kill you.
Yeah, you're dead.
It's scary, dude.
It's so good. It's so useful.
I've done it a couple times where I see the Titan's weak, he'll pop his shield. Okay, I'm gonna run up to him and just melee him. I melee him in the wrong angle because melees are so unreliable in this game, which I guess we could talk about how bad melees
hit registration. I really think it comes down to that.
I totally missed the melee, even though it homes onto him. Now I'm stuck in his shield. The shield kills me, and the Titan's just sitting there like, "Oh, what did I do? I didn't know. Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
Oh, nice.
I killed him. Nice. I killed him."
Yeah, it's good. Did you guys like Sentinel?
I like Sentinel. I wasn't doing really well with the super. I didn't give enough time to really get used to it. It just felt really inconsistent at times. Like I'd throw a shield and it'd kill people in one hit, and it's like really dope. And then I throw a shield and they're left with half health. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
But I think I noticed that if it bounces off a wall, it won't kill them, which is weird, but makes sense because you don't want that a one-hit kill just bouncing off of walls and getting a team kill.
Yeah, one-hit ricochet.
But it's just like it takes a while to actually understand like what's the best way to throw that shield and not throw it.
Yeah, you could also throw it twice too. You have to throw it in the beginning and the end of the super.
Yeah, but you can't. If you melee too much, then you won't be able to do it since melee takes up some of it.
Oh,
so you
right,
just have to manage it pretty well.
Yeah,
you can do it twice.
Yeah, but you could effectively chuck it once, get a kill, then go hunt somebody down, and then chuck it again, get a kill.
Yeah,
it's useful. I like the super, but it didn't wow me like I thought it was going to wow me. So some of these things feel kind of sluggish. Like I think Pole Dancer and also Sentinel, they have this kind of weight to them, which makes them feel grounded, but at the same time makes it feel like difficult to just instinctively use. So I don't know if they're going to adjust anything like that, or if they even can, because I don't want the movement speed to be gone or like changed from what D2 feels like right now. Like I want it to feel like this type of pace. But some of these supers do need to get adjusted a little bit to be a little more intuitive.
Yeah, for sure.
Except for Striker. Striker's amazing.
Striker's so dope, man. Striker's God.
He really is.
So the PvP, we like the PvP. PvE was dope. We got to test out the farm for a little bit.
That's right. We were on the farm, yeah.
Whole lot of nothing.
Dude, what are you talking about? It was a whole lot of European Dead Zone, man.
I didn't expect
soccer ball.
I didn't expect a whole lot. The soccer ball was the shining moment of the European Dead Zone. Social space, man.
I just love being there and seeing all these people in there. Like it's, how many people were there?
It was a dance party, man. It was a big old dance party.
Big old dance. Yeah, there was quite a few people in the social space. And I was like, this is so cool. Getting to see it, and it looks cool. It looks really well thought out. I love all the little details in there. There was no chickens for me, which kind of bummed me out.
I was very upset there was no chickens.
Not a single freaking chicken.
We all expected the chickens, right? Like we all went in there expecting to see at least one chicken.
Yeah, I was like, okay, where's the chicken? Oh, maybe I haven't found it yet. Gotta keep running.
Like, I was very really sad, have them all in like the same assets. Like, if the game breaks, chickens die.
No, I'm 99% sure they really just did it to show us literally only the space. They didn't want us to see anything else. Okay. No chickens.
I got it. I figured it out.
Oh, what?
We get a chicken NPC quest giver.
Oh my god.
Chicken quest. Chicken quest.
Oh my god.
Bring me the PC beta now.
Fetch me the Chick-fil-A.
Fetch me the chicken.
Gluten-free Chick-fil-A.
Oh my god, it's a cross-cut fries with the dead.
It was cool seeing it though. Like the place really looked really pretty, and as soon as I landed, I was like, I like it more than the tower. Like this is so much cooler than the tower.
Yeah, me too.
I thought it was like really pretty. It was cool going through the forest and stuff. It wasn't cool being told I was gonna get killed in 4 seconds because I wanted to check out the ship. That's not cool. But I'm excited. I was like looking around. I was like, oh, this is where Dead Orbit's gonna be. Oh, this is where Eververse is gonna be. This is where the Cryptarch will be. So like that's pretty cool, and I'm looking forward to seeing it actually filled up with like NPCs, and hopefully they have those humans we saw in the story cutscene, like walking around and stuff. I don't want to just see,
cool.
just the vendors. I want to see people walking around similar to Destiny 1, but don't have them just disappear into thin air.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah. Kind of feels like a summer camp. You know, it's summer right now. We're at summer camp in the farm.
Oh yeah.
Be like, man, I hope it snows in the winter. Gosh.
I'm hoping they do something really cool with Halloween and put like lights everywhere and lights going across to each house and stuff.
That'd be dope, yeah. Also, it'd be amazing if you could actually walk off of it into the European Dead Zone, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, from what we tested, it doesn't look like that was going to happen. Like I was hoping that was going to happen. Like you can just walk away and then now you're patrolling. But it looks like that's not going to happen. That makes me very sad.
Yeah.
That could have been like a huge wow factor for the game, honestly.
Definitely, yeah.
Huge wow factor. Unless they debate us and they're like, lol, guess what? That place you're trying to walk out of, that's the way you go to patrol. And I'm like,
oh my god.
That's me reaching.
Did you guys get a chance to explore Nessus with like a fire team? I mean, obviously we couldn't explore the whole planet, but like that beginning part.
A fairly decent amount of it. I mean, it seems like I can't really make any assumptions yet, man. It seemed like it's a lot cooler. It seemed like the space is a lot more detail oriented than we've seen in other patrols.
Exactly.
And I'm excited. I guess I got like a little bit of an idea of what the scale of the planets are going to be. So I'm a little more excited about the quote unquote open world now. So
I'm very excited about it.
But I can't be like that excited because like I just don't know. Like I don't want to like get my hopes up. I don't want to say like, oh dude, this open world's gonna be gigantic, because then I'm gonna be disappointed and it's like not as big as I thought it was gonna be. So I'm just I'm lukewarm on it. I'm not trying to go anywhere with my.
You don't want to overhype yourself.
Yeah,
I get that. Yeah, I mean that's good to be that way, honestly.
Yeah, for sure.
I just thought the place looked beautiful. I can't wait to actually explore it. Like even if it's not huge, but just densely packed with stuff.
That's what I said. It has a lot of volume to it. There's so much stuff in it.
Yeah, like I'll be excited about that because it looks like a really cool planet, and that's just one of them. European Dead Zone.
Yeah, they still have collectible ghosts. I'm looking forward to searching for those, like searching for collectibles. They still have something similar.
Yeah,
so that should be cool.
Yeah, lost sectors and all that stuff. So.
And we just got confirmation that the Destiny 2 beta has been extended to Tuesday.
What?
Yup. So you can keep playing to Tuesday.
Holy crap.
Nice.
Yup.
That's amazing. We don't have to go back to playing Destiny 1.
No trials this week, boys.
I was going to play more Fortnite tonight. But I might just.
Fortnite's so good.
Fortnite is good. It's incredible. We should save that for next podcast, honestly.
Yeah, we're talking about Fortnite next week because it's a huge game with a lot of complex stuff in it that takes a while to learn. But it's so good. Once you nail it down, I've sunk in already like 20 hours.
Ooh, nice. Dude, I just put 2 hours in last night, and I was like, this game's amazing.
Dude, you're gonna get stuff once you start seeing people's like bases. You're gonna be like, you're gonna spend so much time working on your base.
Hell yeah! My God. So cool. Well, I think that's the podcast. That's the beta roundup, right?
Yeah, sounds good to me. And then we're gonna do it all over again next month for PC.
Woo, PC! Oh my god! And also,
I wonder if the PC version will have a more up-to-date version. You think so? They'll have like a more up-to-date.
Well, it's gonna feel different for sure because they've tuned the recoil and everything and the way bullets feel to be different on PC.
Well, I'm talking about not only that, but I'm talking about like in terms of like abilities and how fast they come and what we like the feedback we're giving them now. I wonder if that's going to show in the PC version beta.
Probably. No, they're going to take out all the abilities, actually. Every single one. No more
We're not
supers.
gonna have any abilities at all.
Just nothing. Just straight test out the mouse.
No
all you're doing
nades,
this week
no
is testing out the
supers.
mouse.
Exactly. Just moving around. There will be a double jump, but that's it.
You actually only get guns.
Just guns. You're a floating gun. Your job is to shoot other floating guns.
The floating gun fight.
Floating guns.
Game of the year.
There's no physics. You just like float around.
As soon as you spawn, the gun just falls to the floor. Your whole team's like, "What do we do?"
Revive your gun.
We have to wait for the timer. Oh man.
All supers are golden guns. Your gun just turns into a gold gun. That's it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
There it
It
is.
doesn't one shot because you're still at spawn shooting trees.
All right. Well, that's the podcast, guys. Thank you very much for listening and watching and hanging out and all that stuff.
Liking and subscribing.
Like and subscribe and all that. And soon, maybe one day, we'll get a logo from BlueWestlo to actually put it on an actual podcast syndication. Wouldn't that be great?
One day.
One day.
One day.
One day. At BlueWestlo to request the logo to be done so we can make the syndication on a podcast network happen.
You guys want this on iTunes? Spam BlueWestlo.
Spam BlueWestlo. Do it. All right, I'm Teft. You can talk to me at Teft on Twitter. I do read every single tweet. I don't always respond. My Twitch streams, twitch.tv, Teft, all that action. You know who I am.
You know how it go.
And my name is VersusTheStream. You guys can talk to me on Twitter at VersusTheStream. You guys check out my daily streams on twitch.tv/VersusTheStream at 9 a.m. Eastern. And you can check out my YouTube content at youtube.com/VersusTheInternet.
And my name, BlueWestlo. You can check me out on twitch.tv/BlueWestlo, youtube.com/BlueWestlo, and Twitter at BlueWestlo. Where I complain about how Bad Hunter is.
Yeah. See you next week, guys. Bye.